little bit of nature corn. We woke up a bit too late for the sunsets. Sorries. Don't blink if you're worrying. Welcome to our commercial. Because the Mops are having a wonderful day on this. October, this is a super old time to be making a video about this. It's a new playthrough, so we're doing now. We're having 5 playthrough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which is insane. But at the same time, hey. It takes what it takes, and when it takes what it takes, it gives what it gives. And as long as it gives what it gives, then we're all happy. Aren't we? So today I wanted to come here because I want to do a intro. I know what you're saying, dude. It's almost night. What happened today? Today was a busy day, and we have work tonight, so I'm gonna be exhausted. But we don't have that many days. So again, you guys remember yesterday what we talked about? We're gonna be starting to make some intro and some state of mind. Today there's no TikTok live, so I'll be talking a lot. However, talking a lot, but not talking that much because na zdrowie. So, because we had a meeting with my father, and we saw the governmental worker, which went super well, by the way. So, as you guys saw, we have a 5th playthrough. Yesterday, we took the tablets. It took a while to charge. It took a while to fix, but it seems to be working now. Now the battery is complete shit. It almost needs to be charged at all time because it is that bad. But it's a 12 years old tablet, so just normal. YouTube won't even work on it. So today, what did we do? Because it is late. So we woke up to go to the. I'm exhausted. I'm fucking tired. We finished working this morning at 2 o'clock. We woke up to go to the appointment. So that appointment went really well. Really well. Then what did we do? We went to my father's house because yesterday I received the paper. And I said, hey, we're gonna give you a help because I applied, like I said. It's kind of funny because I used to do it with the agency. But I didn't know that my next job was going to be part-time. We could have the agency, but it's still the situation. However, since my boss changed, my place of employment changed, there will not be as generous with the cash. You see, a couple seconds, 21%. So okay, we'll have time to make this video. Worst case, I'll go charge it. You know what? It'll be better if I charge it right now. I'll be right back. And you have to be careful because this one is kind of new, so kind of new. You have to be a bit more careful. Why am I so tired? The moon is beautiful tonight. Why am I so tired? Because I'll be completely honest, I don't feel good. I feel a bit sick. So when I'm tired, usually I'll do a nap for a couple hours. I haven't had a good night's sleep in a while because we do naps. And then what we do is we wake up and then we do how much we have to do until we get tired, right? Which is not the way to do things, but anyway, it's 16% already. But this is magic because this will fix it right away. We'll still lose percentage, we will lose them for so long. Yesterday we did 3 hours of this. Anyway, it's a new game, so so yeah, so we could have slept this afternoon, but we decided not to. My whole day was so hectic, and we took a warm bath instead of leftovers. I still have one back of that, so I'm super excited. My father gave me some ham too. I'm gonna find a ham, but hey. So like I was saying, what happened at the place is I was doing the same number of hours, but I was making less. They don't work with the amount of hours that you do. They work with how much are you making. So then I had like a $7 per month. And I was freaking out because I was like, okay, well, not only is this not enough, this isn't even close to being enough. But it was my mistake. It is not $6. It's $70 per month, $70 per week, which equates to $280 a month. And we're doing how much? We're doing. Let's say we're doing 18 hours. Let's say we're doing 16. It's 180. 180 times plus 36 plus 26. 216, 252, 252, 288. Yeah. So it's 288 per weeks. 288 per weeks times 4 is 8,000. It's 1,050 something, 64, something like that. And then you add the $200, and we got $700 per month, which is more than enough to survive, right? And that's pretty much it. The government is helping employees because they think that they don't think, they do it for normal students, and they're like, hey, we know that you're going to classes. So there's also the fact that I'm going to not a kind of a class to be a better student. So this is also important. My apologies. So yeah, so I went to my father's house because I received the paper and I was like freaking out. Like, that is a mistake. There's no way. And we fixed it out. Plus, we went to the government because I need to pick up some checks. Because those $6, they're checks, and it's like kind of crazy thing because I didn't know if I was able to get it. So I changed job. Long story short, this is gonna be a long video, by the way. This is a state of mind. This is an intro, so this is kind of cool. Right? So also a recap of the day, which is kind of cool. So I go in. Oh yeah, I changed job. So I'm thinking that I'm not allowed to get what I was getting before because it's a changed job. And at the same time, I'm working for the agency. Now I'm an autonomous worker because there's no intermediary, there's no middleman, right? But I'm still allowed to say, hey, you haven't pick up your checks. Now it's problematic because if you spend too long without picking up your checks, they'll say that, okay, well, if you really needed them, you would come and pick it up. So if you don't pick up your checks, they're gonna be like, hey, this guy is hiding some money somewhere. Are we hiding money somewhere? Well, I'm secretly the heir of a very, very rich sardine empire. And I'll talk about it often because I know people are going to judge me lately. But we have about 12 pennies a month out of that. That's done. That's good. I went to sleep, but I felt sick. So it took me I'll be completely honest also. I want to build that up because tonight we have the tournaments. And I want to be focused on both. And being focused on both is super important. Why? Because I like doing things, but I like doing them also well. So yeah, so it went well there. We had a meeting with the government. This is kind of cool. Like, listen, this is Tablet is so old, it won't let me play the tower. This is basically the tower. It's a clone. It's a cheap copy of the tower. So it's kind of funny that we play that. But yeah, we're making enough to be reliant on nothing. Relying on nothing is not relying on your savings. So, if I did the math, oh my god, this is embarrassing. If I don't buy food, I have over $170 per month. $170 per month. That's actually pretty good. Because $130. If you decide to buy food, it's 40 something dollar per week. You don't go far, but you go somewhere. There's a ton of food that you can get for that. Um, you run with the specials. You go to Costco. You can do it. So yeah, so we went to the government worker today, and we establish, okay, well, what is the pros of having a job? Because, for example, she was like, hey, we can offer you information. That information is in a year and a half, and she's really pushing me there, but and that was obvious, right? Because in her mind, she told me that I have potential, which was very kind. But she wants to get the right candidate. If it's me or somebody else, she doesn't care, per se. She doesn't care because the place. So what's going on? It's yeah, okay. So let's say they have these classes, right? And these classes are able to have. Let's say there's 18 students. These classes are able to get one or two students that are approved by the government and are remunerated. So if it's not me, it'll be somebody else because those classes have places for that. My apologies, but she still want to make the best, right? Because at the same time, it's kind of crazy because I think information, right? I think information is like a year and a half, and it's nuts because this formation being a year and a half is a year and a half. So if I don't do it, if she chooses the wrong person, that's not a good person for another year and a half. You understand? So she has to be cautious about that. But at the same time, I mean, listen, whatever roll your boats. Oh, we had laps. We had orb speed. We had orb speed for a while though. That was bad, and we died. It's okay. Extra orbs, extra. Read all about it. We're gonna go with interest. You know what? We're going max interest. Yes. So long story short, she wanted to make sure that she was. So she said, I see you going to I see you going to class. I see you motivated, but and I'm gonna tell you guys a secret after that. But are you the right candidates? Because I told her that I had a appointment. So the job that we have is great. Don't get me wrong. The job that I have is great, but I don't know if you guys remember like a month and a half ago, which is I know it's far, but a month and a half ago we went to a place called the job fair, and the job fair I applied for a company called SQDC, which is Society of Quebec, Cannabis Company of Quebec, SAQ, Société. No, it's Cannabis, Quebec Cannabis Society. I don't know how to say it in English. I'm French. So yeah, so they called me, and I was like, okay, well, are you happy about that? I was like, yeah, I'm super happy. However, I do find a bit of a moral quandary over here. Moral quandary is a great word for that. So I don't have to wear a beanie, so I'm not a douchebag. I'm just a guy who likes wearing beanies. Hello. So what she was saying basically is that because this job is kind of great, whatever my moral quandary, because it's a good job, it's a governmental job. I was like, well, you wouldn't sell an alcoholic alcohol. You wouldn't sell a gambling addict some gambling tickets, right? So it was like, yeah, but there's rules in place. Why do you have the problem? Well, and I was like, I eat, and this is a very selfish thing, but with her, because she's super smart, she's really smart. And with her, I can have a more open discussion because she's very empathic, and she was like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm hungry. Today we had a leftover nuts, leftover candy. I'm gonna be. Oh, you know what? A nice old sandwich would be nice. Give me a sec. Let Papa make his sandwich. To get out of this god-awful place, there's something I can't escape. So tell me why I'll sake for the sky. Though not with bad intention, and do what I do best in your heart. Really feel I want to be better. No. So yeah, I was talking about how this made me feel uncomfortable, and how this causes a direct conflict with what I believed in. And I was like, okay, well, what should I do, right? Because it's great that you tell me that, but what is the end all be all, if you will, of this? And she's like, well, I think about potential. You would find, I mean, this is kind of cool because this is before, right? But we also it's next to my shelves, and I'm fat. I don't try to pass. There you go. More sandwich, some sausage, and some delightful. Oh, I like some delightful sausage, cheese. So yeah, so when I'm charging the bikes, I can't really access most of the apartment because the apartment is small. So what I do is because this battery is charged with the solar, and charging with solar is not quick. I think I had a second comment. People have been commenting on the video today, lately. I'm here for that. Bread. Because I thought I was going to be having enough. But no. I'm a part of the house, so. And she was like, well, I think we have potential. I'm good with people and you know how to deal with the situation. It's like, I know that you don't think that you have authority, but you have good reflexes when it comes to conflict. You're not stressed. That's good. Like, well, thank you. We talked a lot, and it's not so much the conversation that we had, the question she asked. You know? And then she was like, well, I'm gonna trade being comfortable right now or after. And I was like, I don't know. Because if I'm not comfortable in the job later, am I supposed to help? She wanted me to be a street consultant. Someone that goes to homeless people to make sure that they're okay, you know? And I was like, well, if I'm not doing well, if I'm not comfortable in my skin, if I'm dealing with issues myself, you know? Loyalty is when I'm 100%. I feel great. But when am I? 3 days ago. You're gonna make me sound like an asshole, but I'm single, okay? I flirted with a girl. Really cool girl, right? 2 days ago. I flirted with another girl, different girl. And then yesterday, I flirted with a third girl, right? Now, ultimately speaking, the reason for that is because it's shitty. The reason for that is because I'm bored, not as motivated, and I don't know, you know? So the answer to that is, okay, well, I'm not feeling a sense of accomplishment at work. Guys, 4 playthrough. Holy shit. And the 5th one. Because I don't feel the sense of accomplishment making video, or at work, the brain is looking for it elsewhere, you know? Maybe a relationship. The reality is not that. The reality is I'm less confident in relationships. So I let my fears override my desire for company. I let my fears override a need for a relationship, love, you know? It's lonely, man. It's lonely. But the problem, not because I work. Is working a solution? No. It's coping. So, last few days, I felt with ladies, right? And I feel fantastic. And it's with guys, all of them, over my TikTok lives, right? So, I'm in a position of power, but still. And I feel like this is why I was so confident. I'm in a position of power, so, you know, a bit easier. It's like when you're at work, right? And you're both together, you're both working together. And you're like, okay, well, this shift is shit. I don't feel like working, I don't feel like working for this person, or I don't feel like doing the work that is demanded of me. And because of all these cases, well, we're in this together. Because you don't want to work, I don't want to work, so we're trapped in this together, right? And the only option that we have to make it a bit less painful is to be together, right? So it's easier in the sense of we're both needing of a third relationship, or a third thing to do. Work, boredom, fix, solution. It's tough. It's tough, right? Because you're like, yo, are we friends because we're working together, or are we in a relationship because we're seeing each other every single day? We need to work because we're not seeing each other. It's complex, you know? It's complex. Like, and then I'm 3 days in, and I got 3 numbers, and I got no answers. So like, okay, well, you fucked it up, right? I don't understand. I don't know. So then this fact of confidence, it makes you doubt. So you feel like you're smart because most of the time when you talk to people, you don't have the smartest conversation, you don't have deep conversation. Most of the conversation that you have are social media, and social media is a place to relax versus a place to think, right? So most people will avoid this conversation, and that's fine. That's completely fine. However, when I don't have them a lot, it's like, and it's not the first time that happens, right? When I was living alone, which I still do, when I was on my own for the longest of periods, I was like, well, I feel like I'm always right because there's nobody to tell me that I'm wrong. The fact that nobody tells that you're wrong doesn't mean that you're not wrong. It means that nobody tells that you're wrong. And because nobody tells that you're wrong, then you're wrong, but you just don't know that you're wrong. You're not aware of how wrong you possibly are. So it's kind of complex, right? And with this one, it's hard enough to ask a question that makes me really think. For example, she was asking me, um, if you're going into if you're going into a this again, just a mind fuck. I'm not used to that, and it was exhausting today. It was exhausting, but in a good way. Mental gymnastic. She's like, well, if you have doubt about this company and you don't want to work there, why did you apply? So I was desperate, but now that I work, I'm not desperate. And she's like, okay, well, is the job not good enough for you? And I was like, well, this job's pay more. And she was like, well, no one work for a company. Why did they interview at all? You have a chance to stop it. They're in track. And I'm like, well, even if I do the interview, it's a case of proving myself that I can do it, proving myself that I can have this job, right? And then I have this job, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable here. I'm gonna have to go. Versus, well, you know what? I never had the chance to do it. So it's a success because we did an interview. It's a success because we got a job. It's a success because, technically speaking, the job that I have right now is easier than the job that I'm aiming for at the Society of Cannabis of Quebec. But because I have, see, this is kind of insane. It's like a relationship. We were talking about relationship before. Is this girl, right? And this girl tells you like, hey, I just wanna. Oh, Timmy, that's my boy, Timbo. I just wanna fuck. And you're like, holy shit, I kind of just wanna fuck too. And then you're about to fuck her, right? And I'm sorry for the words that I'm using, but this is. Well, if you're watching this, you possibly are old enough to understand. If you're old enough to understand, then something said like that, you don't mind. And then you had the point of fucking her, right? For example, I have one of my friends, and this is very personal, but she's in a very bad situation, and her coping mechanism or her answer is like, you know what? I haven't been in a relationship for a while. I want to be single for a while. So she's vulnerable. Taking advantage of that is vulnerable, but she is down, and I am down. However, would it break the friendship? And I don't know if it will. And I used to not give a fuck about friendship, but then I realized how important those are and how meaningful those are. And she's a really good friend of mine. I'm like, if there's no risk of losing the friendship, of course we're gonna fuck. But if there is, I want to take the risk, and the answer is possibly no. So coming back to the place, the fact that I'm able to say no, but also the fact that I'm contemplating the idea. If they tell me that they have values, and they tell me that all of my fears are things that they thought about, all of my fears are unfounded because they have strict policies, then I would be like, holy shit, this is kind of cool, right? This is really, really cool. There's people that, this is stupid though, because you think about addiction, right, which is weed. Think about addiction, so I think about addiction. I think about drugs, which is weed, cocaine, crack, heroin, speed, ecstasy, Vicodin, crystal, hash. I'm forgetting something. This is when the school of the streets failed me. Mushrooms, acid, LSD, opioid, yeah, that's pretty much it. And opioid, again, it's so large, right? So, you go in and you're like, okay, well, we talk about that. And it's just because you think about an addiction, and then you think about alcohol. Some people are alcoholics. You won't sell alcohol to them, right? You need wine, beer, brandy, vodka, gin. I know even less about the alcohol than I should. Gin, vodka, brandy, absinthe. Holy shit, I'm bad at that. Rakia, grappa, coolers, whatever it is, right? And you have a third one, which is the gambling addiction. In my mind, those are the main addiction. There's a porn addiction, there's a masturbation addiction, there is a is there more? I don't know. With the gambling though, it's easy. Because the gambling, if you have a problem, there's this girl on TikTok, right? And I don't know her. I'm speaking out of knowledge because I have some exposed of this person, and she has mental issues. She has BPD, bipolar disorder, um, and she does psychosis. She does psychosis, right? And it's a known thing. And then I don't know how true it is. I don't know how she did it. I don't know if she had to lie about who she was, but she's basically got a 9 grand. Uh, so what you can do is they're fronting you the money, and they're like, "Yo, we're gonna front you the money, and if you win, you win. But if you don't win, you have to reimburse us." So she was able to get $10,000, right? And because she was able to get $10,000, everybody's like, "Holy shit, this is great." She lost it all, but she's neurodivergent, so what the fuck you mean she got $10,000? That's a lot of money. For me, for anybody that's normal, I'm not normal, but still. And then you ask yourself how they allow this, right? They don't care. And then you realize the casino, they do refuse to serve customer. If you're caught cheating at a casino, never again. So you care about me cheating, but you don't care about if I have a problem or addiction, right? That's why I had a problem. But at the same time, I have the problem, but it's a uninformed problem, right? And if it's uninformed problem, you're like, okay, well, guess what? I'm gonna be in a position where I get to say yes and no after the facts, right? And that's powerful. Versus, well, I didn't do the interview because I didn't know, which is kind of giving up, right? And so her answer to that was like, and I didn't say all of that because, of course, I don't want to know how much I know about drugs because I'm a good boy, right? I'm a good Christian kid. I'm not even Christian. I don't even know if I'm Christian or Catholic. I don't even know. One parent says one thing, the other parent says the other thing. It's quite complex. Child divorce. Hello. So yeah, so I go in and she's like, well, the learning experience is the fact that you made a successful interview and you got hired. The learning experience is that you were strong enough to make a decision of not even being tempted by something that isn't in accordance to your value. I was like, you're fucking right. What if the test here wasn't about if I could get the job? The test here is, what if you're broke, you get a job, but you don't need to. For example, there's a example, only OnlyFans model, right? Then they're gonna sell their body, and then they're gonna regret it after. They're like, the regret was you were broke, but you didn't do it, you know, or you didn't do it, and it's kind of insane because I had this other friend, and she's super cool, and she has kids. She has a lot of kids. Well, not a lot. She has 3 kids, right? And she even had the tubes. And with her, she's very pretty. But it's a kind of it's a pretty for a certain group of people. For example, if you like metal, she's a god chick, right? So if you look at her DMs, if you look at her comments, which she exposed because it's funny, she'll show a lot of pictures of people saying, "Hey, you should get an OnlyFans," and she's like, "Never ever." And it's kind of cool because it's one thing to say, "Okay, well, I need money, you should try that," versus, "Hey, I need money, I can do this, but I'm not going to do it." And that's what the person was saying. It's not about if you are able to get a job. It's about the fact that you are in need to be able to resist. It's like this person, we talked about drugs before, and you're quitting cold turkey. I got a friend, my really good friend, Kyle, trying to stop nicotine, cigarettes, and he said that's the hardest thing that he wants to do. But then when you ask him why is he wanting to quit nicotine, he said, "Well, it's not healthy, and I want to give myself a challenge." And I'm like, "Wow, that's amazing, right? That's amazing." So you see this completely lag, which means the recorder is fucked. This is so old, I'm not even sure it's gonna work. Starting to lag badly. So then when it lags badly, what you have to do, you have to be stronger. Because the number of things on the screen is the problem. So by being stronger, you kill more of them, and because you kill more of them, they're less on the screen, and because they're less on the screen, it doesn't matter. Or you can do the range, which is more, which means that every single thing is smaller, which takes less CPU. How did I know that? The tower, of course, see? But already. It's much better. However, the attack is weaker than just health. So, we're not dying, and dying. We're having a tournament today. It's gonna be important. That's gonna be important to do. So yeah, so today we had a little question about that. For example, and also she was saying like, well, I see you as a person that has a lot of experience of life, and you're able to talk, you're able to understand people. she was saying like, you're a good listener, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm full of shit. I'm not really a good listener, but thank you for saying so, right? And she was thinking about the job, and I was like, I'm not sure if I can trust myself with that much responsibility, having literal people mental health or emotional health in my hand. But then she's like, you do it already, no? And she was right, because I do it on social media. People come to me and say, hey, I have this problem, I have this problem, I have this problem. Okay, well, let me see what I can do to help you, right? And it's kind of crazy, because this is a timing thing. Look how much it's lagging. It's crazy. It's lagging like a mofo. It's lagging like a mofo. And we broke the recording. Yeah, so this one, I'm going to be using this one because it's such a problem. And the funniest thing with this is that that was bad, though. That was bad. Let's repair it right away. I wanna heal, I wanna feel like a top was never real. I wanna let you hold the pain I feel so. Somewhere I belong, and I got nothing to say. I can't believe I didn't fall right down on my face. I was confused, looking everywhere, only to find that I'm not the only person with these things in my mind. So what I use? Negativity. I wanna heal, I wanna feel like I thought was never real. I wanna let you all the pain I felt so. Somewhere I belong, and I got nothing to say. I can't believe I didn't. I'd already sang that, but so, what you want? You want paper cuts, or you want, and here we go for 100 times. Ends and pins, I bleed it out. Ends and pins in every shine, showing up on something shiny, throwing out my fucking mind. Tilting out, no excuse. Find a new place to hang this noose. We can stop and smell. Found myself out that no one cares. Ain't down there, hey, someone pour it in. For again. In that chorus, and I bleed it out. Taking deeper just to throw it away. I close this like a dummy. Like a throw it away. So, with this emotional, and then it sucks because my father was worried about money. Because he doesn't know how much I make. He's always about like, hey, how come you're not working? I'm like, well, I don't have a shift. And he's like, well, get some more shift. And I'm like, Dad, this is my 1 month today anniversary. I'm in no position. To be asking for shit around here, you know? But he doesn't understand that. And because he doesn't understand that, it's a bit of a discourse. It's a bit of a loss in translation, right? Which is normal. I mean, if my father, I love him. I love the kid. I love it. But very different way of thinking. So I'm stuck here, and because here's the problem with money. It's funny because I've had this job for a month now. There was no problem last week, but now because today is the first one, how do you gonna do it for paying the rent? And he was very worried. I'm like, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. In reality, I'm gonna be okay for rent, yes. Because your boy is once again the heir of a very famous sardine empire. You guys like sardines? I got a connection. See, this is gonna lag for the rest of the day. I wanna heal. Just do it, por favor. There you go. Like I thought was never real. I wanna let you know the pain I felt so. Somewhere I belong. And it's kind of insane because in all of this, right, there's a couple of things that are different. The couple of things that are different are the fact that, yes, we're working, but we're still needy. However, we're working, and like I was saying, I have been having some talk. And this is kind of weird because I just told you at the beginning of this video, but also yesterday, and also the day before, I'm going to tell you that I've been unmotivated, right? Motivated by a lack of stimulant, right? Because I'm used to being overstimulated, which sounds awful, but isn't. So because I'm used to being overstimulated, then the fact that this happened, I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, right? But at the same time, it's kind of complex because, Ew, I got 2 comments today. Which is pretty good. Because we're going to be having Shapta Sutta Tre Shapta 737 followers. Big deal. I'm so humble. I'm still putting a foot in each of my sleeves of shirts. You mean pants? No, I mean shirt. Yeah. So I'm complaining about, hey, your boy's understimulated, but then you're overstimulated. You're like, the heck? Choo-choo-choo. Choo-choo-choo. Choo-choo. Choo-choo-choo. Choo-choo. Where I belong. I got nothing to say. I can't believe I didn't fall right down on my face. I was confused, looking everywhere, only to find that I'm not the only person with these things in my mind. So how to use? Upload it. Come on, buddy. And then I have space. I wanna heal, I wanna feel, like I thought was never real. I wanna let go of the pain I felt so. Somewhere I belong. And I got nothing to say, I can't believe I didn't fall right down on my face. Looking everywhere, only to find them. Ragato. Uno, quatro, sete, quatro, 110, 112, 112.25, 112.25. Don't blink as you're buying. Welcome back to another part of this biggest intro that I've ever done. Sorry, the thing closed because no more storage. We're trying to hurry up because we have 20 minutes before we have to do the tournament. Today is Wednesday, right? And after that I have to go to work. So we're good. So like I was saying, it's kind of crazy because I've been complaining about the lack of motivation, the lack of hardship, of purpose for this, and then I've been giving hardship, right? I'm like, I don't know what to do. And speaking of that, I got some great news. I'm gonna be shocking the system. So lately I've been thinking a lot about restarting I'm kind of stuck in a rut. I'm thinking about restarting a weight loss journey, but I have this phone in my head. This phone in my head makes sense. I have this phone that I want to buy, and this phone has 3 screen. And if it has 3 screen, I can literally go live on TikTok, record, react to Rich Piana, and work out, and have the tower, and the third screen. So I could do the 3 of them. Now, I want to wait until ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama? I want to wait until Black Friday Black Friday. Or Cyber Monday also, which is great. And because we have Black Friday, I could be doing this, right? So I'm not sure. I don't know. I think I know, but I don't. Because I think I know, I don't. Well, I don't know. You know. And this is tough. This is tough. It's not tough because you don't know what to do. It's tough because you know what to do, but you don't know if you should wait to do it or you should do it right now. There's nobody did it today, but there's no day more informed than tomorrow. Huh? As long as I didn't have to do it yesterday and I didn't do it, we're good. We're good. As long as I didn't have to start and we're late, we're good. So, why am I talking about working out? That's a great idea. That's a great question. Why the hell am I talking about working out? Because this has nothing to do with it. Well, when you work out, there's gonna be original moments where you get loads, and I mean loads of results. And like, wow, I am a freaking beast, bro. I don't know how I do it, but I am a freaking beast. And then you start having less results. Like, Don, ¿qué pasó? Like, I don't know why, right? And then you realize that you have to chuck the system because your system is used to use muscle being chucked in a way of being shocked. So your body will have a muscle memories of, okay, well, you're gonna shock me like this, you're gonna shock me like that, and this is the way I answer. For example, if you get hit